Have you ever woken up after a breakup, wondering if your ex really moved on that quickly, or if they're just trying to mask the pain with someone new? I've been there myself, and today, I want to share my journey through the lens of Stoicism, the philosophy that helped me find true peace amid the chaos. In this video, you'll discover how Stoicism teaches us that no one can truly replace you, they only compare. And ultimately, your growth becomes the most powerful response. And at the end, I'll share a pivotal moment of realization that completely shifted how I view loss, something most of us overlook when trying to move on. Hey there, this is Stoic Craft, and this channel is all about exploring Stoicism in modern life, from work stress to the emotional roller coasters of relationships in today's fast-paced America. Today, we're diving into overcoming breakups through a Stoic perspective, why rebounds aren't about forgetting but avoiding the truth, how silent comparisons unfold, and most importantly, how you can level up to live with peace and purpose. We'll cover three main parts. 1. Understanding rebounds through Stoic eyes, 2. The inevitable comparisons and lessons they bring, and 3. Your journey of growth from loss to inner strength. Let's start with a real-life story that I know hits home for many of us in America. Picture this. You've just ended a meaningful relationship, and only weeks later, you spot your ex on social media with someone new. Your heart sinks. Did they really forget everything so fast? I remember that exact feeling when I was 30, living in the hustle of New York City, juggling a demanding job and social life. Every morning, I'd wake up, grab my phone, and the pain would hit like a wave. But through Stoicism, I learned that a quick rebound isn't a sign of strength. It's often a way to dodge the real emotions bubbling underneath. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In our modern world, this means that when someone jumps into something new right away, they might be filling the void with distractions, late-night dates, filtered photos, endless scrolling, instead of sitting with the silence where the loss truly reveals itself. I used to think it meant they were tougher than me, but my own experience showed otherwise. It was avoidance, plain and simple. Think about it. In a culture where we're constantly bombarded by notifications and expectations to keep it moving, facing the quiet aftermath feels overwhelming. But Stoicism invites us to embrace that discomfort as a path to clarity. So, how do you apply this to your own life? Lean into the Stoic principle of the dichotomy of control, separating what you can influence, your thoughts and actions, from what you can't, their choices. Instead of spiraling into questions like, have they replaced me? Shift your focus inward. For me, that meant setting boundaries. I limited my social media time to just 30 minutes a day, and replaced it with journaling or walking in Central Park, reflecting on what I could learn from the relationship. It wasn't easy at first. I felt the pull to check up on them, but over time, it brought a sense of freedom. Have you ever caught yourself wasting energy on things beyond your reach? Stoicism reminds us that's where true power lies, in choosing your response. Moving to the second part, those quiet comparisons that happen behind the scenes. From the outside, their new relationship might look perfect, smiling selfies, weekend getaways, but inside, memories of you start creeping in. Not because you were flawless, none of us are, but because of the authenticity you brought. I recall after my breakup, doubting if she'd ever notice the little things, how I listened without interrupting, or stayed steady during her toughest days. It turns out, those qualities linger. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This ties perfectly into comparisons. They're not about competing, but about recognizing your own worth. In my case, As I committed to personal growth like hitting the gym consistently or picking up meditation, I started seeing my strengths more clearly. And I suspect, on her end, those contrasts emerged in subtle ways. A conversation that lacked depth, a reaction that felt impatient, or a moment where support fell short. Stoicism teaches us these aren't points to gloat over, but opportunities to appreciate what we offered and carry forward. To make this practical, try a simple Stoic exercise. Each evening, jot down 3 things you valued about yourself in that past relationship. Maybe it was your patience during arguments, your sense of humor that lightened heavy moments, or your reliability when plans went awry. Do this not to dwell on the past, but to build gratitude and confidence for the future. I did it for weeks, and it transformed my pain into empowerment. As you delve deeper, you'll realize these comparisons aren't burdens. They're gentle reminders of your unique growth path. And let's expand on that. Imagine applying this beyond romance. In friendships or even at work. When someone replaces you in a role, the same principle holds. Their new dynamic will highlight what made your contribution special, encouraging you to refine it elsewhere. Now, for the core of it all, your personal level up journey. After a breakup, it's easy to feel shattered. But Stoicism views loss as a forge for resilience. Seneca, another Stoic sage, noted, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Instead of replaying what ifs in my head like what if I'd said something different. I chose action. I set clear goals, advancing in my career by taking online courses, reconnecting with old friends over coffee, and pursuing hobbies I'd neglected. Like hiking upstate. From a guy struggling with loneliness in a big city, I evolved into someone calmer, more self-assured, and less reliant on external validation. You can do the same. Start with the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, premeditating on potential hardships. I'd sit quietly and visualize life without her, realizing I could not only survive but thrive. It prepared me mentally, turning fear into readiness. Add to that daily affirmations rooted in Stoic wisdom. Remind yourself, I control my mindset, not the circumstances. Over months, this built a foundation of inner strength. And that moment of realization I promised at the start. It came during a chance encounter at a coffee shop months later. She glanced my way with a mix of surprise and quiet admiration, not because I'd won anything, but because I'd chosen peace over bitterness. It wasn't dramatic, it was profound, showing me that true replacement is impossible when you've grown into your best self. To deepen this, let's touch on how Stoicism intersects with modern psychology. Studies from places like the American Psychological Association show that practices like cognitive reframing, much like Stoic thought, reduce anxiety after breakups by up to 30%. I experienced this firsthand. By reframing the loss as a lesson in self-reliance, I not only healed faster, but attracted healthier connections. Think about your own story. What if this breakup is the catalyst for discovering untapped potential? Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about channeling them wisely, turning heartbreak into a story of triumph, wrapping it up through the Stoic lens. We've explored 3 key lessons. 1, rebounds are often avoidance, but you can choose to face reality head-on. 2, comparisons reveal true value, helping you appreciate your strengths. And 3, loss is a stepping stone to profound growth. These timeless principles don't just ease the sting of a breakup, they foster lasting peace in our chaotic American lives. From bustling cities to quiet suburbs, remember, as Epictetus taught, you have power over your mind, not outside events. I hope this resonates with you and sparks a small shift toward inner strength. Try one Stoic practice today and watch how it transforms your world. If this hit home, Give the video a like to support the channel, subscribe to Stoic Craft, and hit the bell for more on applying ancient wisdom to modern challenges. And drop a comment below. Have you used Stoicism after a breakup? What was your biggest takeaway? I'd love to hear your stories and connect. Thanks for joining me. Stay strong, and see you in the next one.